Hi, this is Ruti Ferreira. I'm going to present some interesting information about how the long-term memory processes of encoding and retrieval contribute to age-related memory decline. Let's start by defining what is encoding and retrieval. Encoding is the process of acquiring information and transferring it into long-term memory. One method that can be used for encoding is rehearsal, such as repeating a phone number many times or reading a piece of text like a poem over and over again. There are different ways of rehearsing information. Some are more effective than others. One way is maintenance rehearsal, which is memorizing information without considering the meaning of it or connecting it to other information you already know. Elaborative rehearsal, which is the more effective one, is finding a way to relate information to something meaningful. If you're trying to remember a phone number, maybe the numbers are similar to your birth date or your zip code, so that's an easier way to remember it. Retrieval is the process of transferring information from long term memory into working memory to become consciously aware of it. My grandma always says, "Oh, I can't remember anything, I'm old." Turns out she's actually right, and it has been proven. How does encoding and retrieval contribute to age related memory decline? This question was investigated in a study done by S.M. Desaillar and his colleagues at the Institute for Research in Extramural Medicine in Amsterdam, in the Netherlands. Memory performance was compared between three groups: young subjects, elderly subjects with reduced memory function, and elderly subjects with intact memory performance. Encoding can influence the ability to retrieve memories. The study results show that age related memory decline is at least partly due to an encoding deficit. Elderly people encode the meaning of new information less thoroughly than the younger people. Some behavioral studies were done which indicate that aging impairs both episodic encoding and retrieval processes. The involvement of encoding in age related memory decline has been indicated by studies showing that young subjects benefit more than elderly subjects from the level of processing of words to be remembered. Episodic encoding refers to the process of transferring a memory of an event or episode, such as a wedding or a milestone birthday celebration, into long term memory. As you may recall, level of processing is a theory that states that memory depends on the depth of processing that an item receives. Shallow processing involves little attention to meaning, and deep processing involves close attention to meaning and connecting information to something else. The main finding of the study was that age related memory decline was associated with decreased activity in the medial temporal lobes during encoding. We can see the temporal lobe in the image. The medial temporal lobe includes a system of anatomically related structures that are essential for declarative memory, which is a conscious memory for facts and events. The procedure used to obtain the data for the study was fMRI, which stands for Functional Magnetic Resonance Imaging. It measures brain activity by detecting changes associated with blood flow. The subjects were asked to perform an episodic task while fMRI data were being collected. The memory task consisted of an encoding phase, a 10-minute retention interval, and a retrieval phase. A retention interval is the amount of time that occurs between the initial learning stage and the memory recall stage. During the encoding phase, test subjects were asked to indicate whether a noun presented on the screen gave them a pleasant feeling or an unpleasant feeling. When a word was considered to be emotionally neutral, they were asked to make associations with that word until either a pleasant or an unpleasant feeling could be felt. This was done because, based on earlier studies, There were high rates of recollection for items that were processed emotionally. Take a look at the subject's brain images during encoding to the right of the screen. Notice the decreased amount of red coloring in the brains of the elderly subjects with reduced memory function compared to the young subjects up top. I hope you have enjoyed this presentation and have learned something new. Thanks for watching.